Hello and welcome to this week's Gadget Show Web TV. Now, I was an early adopter of FreePlay's wind-up technology. Anything you can do to cut down on the misery of endlessly buying batteries must be a good thing. This is the radio I got 10 years ago. Unfortunately, I've always found it a bit of a disappointment. You only got about 40 minutes worth of listening out of the long charge. The actual spring unwinding made a noise that seemed nearly as loud as the radio, and also the solar panel only seemed to work in the middle of the summer. But FreePlay since then have actually gone from strength to strength. They now produce a whole range of wind-up products. So I've been spending the last month with 3 of the latest ones, this torch and a couple of radios. By far the most impressive of the 3, I think, is the torch. You wind it up just like the radio, but unlike my old radio, all the efforts from your winding go into a rechargeable battery rather than a spring. There are 3 settings. There's a medium setting, a bright setting, and a flashing sort of emergency one. On the medium setting you get a very useful light, but you get about 20 minutes of it for 1 minute of winding, which is pretty good actually. On the brighter setting it does drop to about 2 minutes for a minute of winding. The quality of the light is very good. You get a very long throw. It's a tough, well-designed product, and I think an asset to any home. Radios I was less impressed by. The better of the 2, I think, is the Devo. It has DAB and FM, and the sound quality is really quite good.
Tremendously honoured.
But any hope you might have had that it would free your DAB listening experience from the mains will soon be dashed when you realise that for a minute of energetic winding, you get just 4 minutes of DAB radio listening. It's scarcely enough to perform a sort of auto-tune routine to get the stations tuned in. It's more convincing on FM. Then I found for a minute of winding I got between 2.5 and 5 hours of listening, but really it is in effect an FM only radio. The Summit has 4 bands. You get FM, medium wave, short wave and long wave. Now, long wave really for an emergency radio should be a required fitment, because 198 kHz long wave remains the British national radio frequency. When the whole world falls apart and the government wants to get important messages to you, they'll use that frequency. Unfortunately, the Summit's reception on long wave is rather poor. The sound quality is not much good, and I was very disappointed by the solar panel. I'd rather hoped that I'd be able to leave the radio in a windowsill, a bright windowsill, and always have enough power for any listening I wanted, but I found that wasn't the case. So, in general, I think my verdict is a great torch, but with the radios, still some work to be done.